Hi all, welcome to ArohiTech in Hadoop series. So in this lecture, we'll discuss about how to hardening the OS, which will be very comfortable for the Hadoop system, and it will not give any kind of issues in the Hadoop environment. Okay, so this is my virtual box. Okay, I have powered on and I have logged into this system with the username and password. Okay, hd user is the username, hd user is the password I've given. Okay, so this is the machine. So let me log in, and I'm going to access this machine through putty. Okay, to outside, from outside or remotely I can take the session, so that comfortably I can do that. Okay, this is the IP address. Okay, 10.132.73.170.180. Okay, let me open the putty. Okay, so I think I have some, okay, 80. Okay, so you can save, so that next time onwards access the without any issues. Okay, okay, this is the hd user is the username, and password also hd user. You can give any password. Okay, that's, there is no problem at all. Now, so for I have prepared the document like how to tuning the OS for the Hadoop. Okay, so first of all, we have to disable the firewall. It is kind of IP tables in Windows, like that we have to disable. Okay, if you will not disable, some of the services may not run properly. Okay, so just sudo services IP table status. I can give the, so firewall is not running. Okay, so already it is disabled. Maybe I have disabled all those things before. Okay, so let me we have to stop this one. I already stopped, but okay, it is stopped. And for IP version 6, you can see what is the IP version 6 for the IP tables. Okay, the table is already exists. So let me stop this one, and okay, I have stopped the services. Now you can, now it is stopped. Okay, IP version 6 IP table stopped, as well as the IP table uh, is already stopped for both the cases. So when we reboot the system again, it will be coming up. Okay, this table will coming up again. So for that reason, you have to disable permanently for the IP tables. So this is the command check config IP tables off. Okay, hit enter. We don't have the root privileges. Okay, we don't have the enough privilege. So let me log in with the root so that I can execute all the commands properly. But in the production environment, we can configure the sudo users. Okay, if you configure the sudo users, you can execute the commands, most of the commands through the sudo user. That is the best practices. We should not log in as a root user and you can do the things, because if unfortunately you can delete something, it would be very dangerous. Like deleting or removing the file system is very dangerous in Linux. So for that reason, just you can utilize your the sudo privilege user, so that you can log into that, and we can, most of the things we can execute on that. Okay, just to try to avoid the root login credentials. So after that, just okay, let me do that. You have to off the check config IP table 6. Okay, IP6 tables off, so that it will happen. Okay, it has been. Now if I reboot the system also, this service will not come up. Let me floss the IP tables. Okay, let me floss this one. It is flossed, and iPhone 6 also flossed, so that the table which is already exist, it will be go away from the cache. And you have to, the second one is you have to disable the AC Linux. So AC Linux is nothing but it is also kind of security Linux rules. So we have to disable for Hadoop. Okay, so this is already enforcing. Okay, AC Linux is already enforced. So what we'll do is we have to disable this one. So how to do that? Vi. Okay, you can use the Vi editor. So Vi, and the configuration file is etc AC Linux config. Okay, so here just you can insert I, press I, and you can interact with the in, insert mode. Then here we have to type disable, disable, disable. Okay, then just you have to save this and save and quit. Now in some systems this is the location of the configuration file. Okay, so I think already we have done etc ac linux config, but few systems you have to execute this command. Okay, so still it is also there, same. Okay, so already disable, we have done that before. You can utilize this configuration file or this one if it is possible. So without reboot I wanted to disable. Okay, without reboot I want to disable the things. Okay, if you reboot the system then only it will be coming into the effect, but now without reboot I execute the command set enforce 0, so that automatically this IP, this AC Linux should be enabled. And swappiness, okay, swappiness is the thing we have to disable this one, or we can make the value like this is the 60 is there swappiness. So proactively the swappiness will be happen. So what is swappiness? Like you have the RAM, system RAM, and we have the hard disk. So when the system RAM getting full, so that time when it is reaches like 9% or 100% or something like that, so the idle processes or idle request or the idle data will be moved towards the hard disk. So we have to create swap in the swap space in the hard disk, so that it can utilize the idle process or idle data can be transferred to the hard disk. As you know, the slowest component in the computer is the hard disk. Hard disk IO is very less. Okay, I mean high latency. We can IO would be very high latency, but if you compare with the system RAM, RAM is very faster. IO is very faster than the hard disk. So when it will be communication will happen from the hard disk to the system RAM and from the system RAM to hard disk, there would be some delay, or the it would be the slowest input output can happen with each other, because the system RAM can accept a huge amount of data very highly with IO speed. Okay, but the disk cannot give that much of data with that milliseconds or second. Okay, so the swappiness I don't want to do that, so that I can get better performance when you have utilized our Hadoop system. So for that reason, just let me just you can do that. This is the command through which we can set the, otherwise we can go to etc sysctl.conf, and in there we can enforce the, okay, in place of 1 we can make it 0 also, this fine. Okay, let me make 0. Okay, now the value got changed. So how to check? Just to go to the etc sysconfig syssystem.conf, just you can view that one. So see the swappiness value would be 0. Okay, so this is the thing. So now if you do that, what will happen? Get process, just see it is the 60 only, the value didn't get changed. So when it will change? When you reboot the system. Okay, just reboot, keep remember, reboot this system, definitely it will happen. Okay, in the last, at last, let me show you all those things if possible. Okay, now NTP, network time protocol. So what is the importance of this in your organization? Lot many systems are there. So if your system having some other time, like your time is something 10:30, and my system having 10 11 o'clock, like if the system time is mismatched from one system to another, then what will happen? This is not good thing, right? If you execute some script in the environment, like in the cluster, if one system having some different time zone and time, and the other system having some different time, then what will happen? The script may not run properly, so that way many difficulties will happen. So make sure all the systems should maintain a single time zone or single time. It should be maintained. For that we have to install the protocol, we have to install the daemon, that is ntpd daemon, ntp service. Okay, so let me install this one. So you have to have the internet connectivity in your system, so that it will be install ntp services. Okay, now it is connecting. So yeah, it is already installed, so by default it is coming in the OS, but sometimes if you're not there, we have to do that. Now permanently I have to run the I have to enable the ntpd services by executing the command chk config. Okay, chk config ntpd on. So now it is by default on. So and just you have to start the ntp server or ntp services. Okay, it is started, and you can see the status whether it is running or not. And we saw that, but still we can this by executing. Okay, this is the PID process ID. It will generate one process ID. With this process ID, it will be running in the backend. Okay, in the background. And the file handle limits. So file handle limits, what does it mean? Means there is a limitation in the Linux machine. How many file? I mean, how many files it can handle. Okay. In Hadoop, also we can have like we have many components. We'll discuss like one after another, so we can get to know many concepts. So what is hdfs, what is map reduce hbase, hdfs map reduce hbase, and many things are there. So we have to make the set the value of the file system like this 32,076. So in a user, for a user, he can upload or he can store the file this many numbers. So it is a huge limit we have provided to the Hadoop system, saying that okay, you can allow this many number of files, so that there is no difficulties. If you will not set this value, uh, it cannot go beyond this, or it cannot reach this point. Maybe it will be stopped with some limitations would be there by default. So but we can have this value. If you set, we can install, or we can upload, or we can store our files, these many files. So this is a huge amount we are getting. So this is the thing. And you can install the duplicate command. Okay, so that we can install anything from the internet. Okay, just you have to give the URL by executing the command duplicate, and you can install anything from the from that URL from the internet by using the URL. Okay, so just I'm installing duplicate command. Okay, this is already installed, so no need to worry about that. So this is all about the hardening of the OS, so which is very required for the Hadoop system. It will be giving a very good performance, or very good, you can say very goodness. It will give very good things. It will not create some problem while we are working with the Hadoop software or Hadoop framework. And there are many more tuning parameters are there. We have to, I mean, we have to search and I have to do that. But this is the general things. Okay, we have done that. And what is the values? The swappiness value is still it is 60, right? So let me restart the system. Okay, let me reboot the system by executing the command init init 6. Okay, this is the command through which we can reboot the system. After reboot, we'll see what is the value. Okay, just machine, just it is moving. So let me pause the video here, and after that, once it will come offline, once it will come off, we have to, now system came off. Okay, so let me access the system. Okay, by restarting this session, so that no need to enter again the IP address. I have restarted the session. HD user, and I need to enter the password. HD user. Okay, I've logged in. So again, let me log in with the root user. Okay, so let me check with the swappiness command. It was 60 right before. It should be 0 because I have set the value. Just see, it is that. Okay, this is all about tuning of the Linux OS, which will be very supportive for the Hadoop environment. Okay, so this is all about today's lecture, and we can see in the next lecture. Maybe we have to cover some of the concepts, then followed by some of the demo, like how to install the Hadoop software. Okay, and followed by some of the commands, some of the concepts, and we can do the demo how to install the Hadoop OS, as well as how to spin up the system, how to make a single node cluster, how to make a multi-node cluster. All those things we'll discuss. Thank you so much.